Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And today is going to be a very interesting day for Netflix. Now, we're recording this video a few hours before their Q2 earnings call.
Right.
So we don't know what their subscriber loss is going to be. We did a video yesterday. A lot of outlets are thinking that they're going to lose over 1 million subscribers. So ahead of this, to try to get ahead of it, they're out there telling investors and telling people that they're looking for their own Star Wars, their own Harry Potter, because Stranger Things is wrapping up after next season. So this is going to be interesting. Do you really want a Star Wars or a Harry Potter when both franchises are damaged?
No, well, I mean, I think they're meaning before they were damaged.
But yeah, right.
They want their own version of of these, but they don't want to take something that's already been done. They want to find a new something that they can make into Star Wars or Harry Potter.
Right, and it's not going to be Resident Evil, obviously.
How do you recommend a funny little comic called Shadowminders?
There we go. There we go. So let's talk about this, because there's a lot of chatter about how Netflix is going to find a way forward. They're losing shows and movies like crazy because everybody's taking their content and they're going to their own streaming services. And really all they've got are like Stranger Things and Squid Game and not enough to carry the platform, right? So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 272,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciated. We do talk a lot about pop culture. We've been talking a lot about Netflix because, look, this could be catastrophic for them if they have another loss. Everybody's looking at Netflix as the leader for streaming and for Hollywood at this point. They're like, everything hinges on Netflix. So people are really freaking out. They're like, the subscriber exodus, right?
Yep.
Has Hollywood on edge. Now get this. This could be a one-of-a-kind, end-of-days biblical prophecy moment for multi-billion-dollar streaming bets, one analyst told The Wrap. So basically, if it's bad, it's going to be really bad.
I think it is going to ripple down to everything, but you have to understand too, I think the problem with the comparison between Netflix and some of these other streaming services is Netflix has been around for how many years? It was the one that came up with the ideas. Everybody else kind of copied them, took their own, all of them wanted their shows on there, and then they all took it to their own services. It was bound to happen. Like when you get that high, there's no place else you can go.
Yeah, you hit a ceiling and that's it. Now, it doesn't mean that the crash has to be as dramatic as it is for some companies. I mean, you can kind of coast your way down.
Right, but I mean, it's not looking good.
No, it's not looking good. I think Netflix has peaked. I don't think they're ever going to hit, what it was like $700 a share or some ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, I was like, that's insane.
That's probably never going to happen again, or at least, not going to happen anytime soon.
Well, if they find their own Harry Potter and Star Wars, it might.
Well, there you go. They're looking. Yeah, that's what you need.
My recommendation is to find your own whatever, but not be like those other things. I mean, you don't want another Star Wars. You don't want another Harry Potter.
No.
You want something else that might be as big as those things, but I would not recommend finding copycats of those things.
Yeah, so this article came out like a week ago. They talked about Netflix's loss of licensed titles, sparking a content crisis. And then all of a sudden, we're seeing all these articles pop up. I guess it came from Reuters originally, that Netflix is planning to find its inner Star Wars. They said the company that changed the way we watch television movies, Netflix, is trying to emulate the success of Mickey Mouse and Star Wars by trying to build brands that traverse film, television, games, and consumer products.
Well, I could recommend a couple things to Netflix. Maybe if you actually give audiences what they want, instead of just going by the numbers watched, like, and actually, try to make shows like He-Man be like He-Man. Or don't do things like live action, adaptations of anime. Badly. You know what? Look what you're doing to Avatar. Probably not a good idea.
No. So they said Netflix teams are plotting ways to milk more from Netflix's bigger shows and movies with universes and characters they can return to again and again and again.
So Stranger Things.
Franchise strategy, details of which reported here for the first time, is meant to complement Netflix's efforts to build a vast library of original programming with something for every taste.
Good luck.
We want our own version of Star Wars or our own Harry Potter. They kind of did that. The guy that was credited with finding Stranger Things said, but those things are not built overnight. Well, we need them to be.
But we need more Stranger Things type things and less reboots or live action reboots of like Avatar and Cowboy Bebop.
Netflix's franchise initiative comes at a critical moment following 2 rounds of layoffs amid subscriber losses. It's racing to build a lower-cost, advertising-supported version of the service. And over here, Disney got $9 billion in upfront for ad sales.
Yeah, and they also got a whole bunch of money for their one Goonies-esque Star Wars show as a rebate on like billions in taxes or millions in taxes, millions in taxes, tax breaks.
All right. That's how these companies are bankrolling this stuff, right? On Tuesday, the company is expected to report losing 2 million more subscribers when it announces quarterly earnings.
But
so it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, everybody it's in between there.
Watch it be worse. I don't even know what the scenario is if it's worse.
If it isn't worse, it's because of Stranger Things. Because what they did with Stranger Things is people are like, why'd they split the season 4? They split season 4 so you'd have to subscribe for 2 months, and people weren't going to like watch it in June, unsubscribe. They were going to just stick with Netflix until July when they could watch second half, and that would staunch the flow of loss of subscribers in some ways.
Stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding. Some of Netflix's partners who requested anonymity said they've been frustrated by what they see as a lack of collaboration. Well, yeah, and it doesn't help that Netflix will cancel a show before the first season's even done because they're like, oh, yeah, we didn't get enough people watch it at first. So
they keep making stupid decisions, too. You know, let's greenlight things like Anti-Racist Baby.
I know, right?
I'm like, they aren't exactly making the best picks. They used to do really well. But in the last few years, they've gone all in on agenda and pushing shit, and it's not worked.
It feels like you have to fight your way into building a franchise there. The guy from Netflix, Thunel, said he and corporate spokespeople described an environment of close collaboration among creative executives who may independently greenlight projects but work toward the same goals. That actually was the problem. The problem was the reason there was so much crap on Netflix from what people were saying was that too many people could greenlight whatever the hell they wanted to.
Something that also concerns me is about about how they need to work together, and it sounds like they're trying to do franchise by committee. There's your mistake. I can tell you right now that's your mistake. When you try to do shit by committee, you take something like Star Wars, and then when Disney got hold of it, they tried to do it by committee, and look what's happened. Same with Harry Potter.
Yeah, the people that created those franchises, and they're demonized now, weirdly enough, but they never set out to create some multi-billion-dollar franchise. They just wanted to, get a book published. They wanted to make a movie they wanted to see.
Right. And so what happens is if you try to get it by committee, you're going to probably kill it. So don't do that.
Yeah. So they're trying the Three-Body Problem, a Chinese science fiction trilogy. They're doing something with the Game of Thrones guys.
The One Piece.
The one,
God, they're gonna ruin that.
Bridgerton. I mean, you're not exactly going to get Harry Potter or Star Wars out of Bridgerton.
Here's their idea. This is what they're trying to do right here. The Stranger Things treatment. Netflix executives point to Stranger Things as a model. The science fiction series, now in its 4th season, has inspired merchandise from Surfer Boy frozen pizza at Walmart to Magic 8-Ball toys from Hasbro. So what they mean by franchise isn't we're trying to make a really good movie or series that people want to watch and love. It's about selling shit to have money outside of Netflix. Well, that sounds an awful lot like the 80s cartoons everybody keeps losing their shit over, right?
Oh, they'll say it's an homage to the 80s because it's Stranger Things.
Right, but they're saying they want to repeat, they want to replicate this.
Yeah. So, I mean, they have to, but the problem is I don't think they have time. They don't have time to, find that lightning in a bottle, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, if they start bleeding more subscribers, and the thing is, Harry Potter and Star Wars and even Stranger Things are very expensive franchises. And they were proven, like the original Star Wars was, pretty low budget. And it proved itself, and then the sequels got more and more expensive. And the merchandising came later after the movie was good.
You have to build that. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to find something else to build. Like we're talking about here. They're trying to do a prequel to Bridgerton. They're trying to do a reality competition, but no one dies in this one, based on Squid Game. And they're doing the animated Witcher shit that no one wants.
Yeah, the second season was not good. That's the thing, too. Like, sometimes they have a good thing.
And they kill it.
Witcher was a great example. First season was actually pretty good, and then the second season was like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah, and that happens a lot. I mean, it just, you guys, you try to squeeze your grip like, oh my God, and then you just suffocate it.
Like Vader choking a bitch.
Basically. And a bitch is to me is a gender neutral term.
There you go. Gender neutral bitch.
I'll use it to describe men. I have no problem with that.
There are a lot of men who are bitches.
I agree.
And they need to be choked.
Well, that's going a little far, but yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.